Hi there and welcome back. Today I'm going to try and make a cover for the Cricut machine. We're using the Cricut a lot and I just thought it maybe needs to be protected just from dust and what have you, because it will operate better. I have this cover from my Husqvarna and I like the way it's kind of structured and I like the integrity of it, and so I'm going to try and make something along the lines of this for the Cricut. Again, I was at the fabric store and I found this great, I don't know if you can see that glitter on there, but I bought this fabulous fabric and that's what I'm going to try and make the Cricut cover from. So let's get creative. So I'm going to start by taking all the measurements, height, width, and depth of the Cricut. I'm not going to try and do rounded edges like this. I'm just going to make it square like the Husqvarna cover. The fabric that I've chosen is kind of a lightweight fabric. It doesn't have a lot of structure to it. So I will be using some of this interfacing. This is a medium weight. You can get it very lightweight, and I also have a very heavy one, but this is sort of a medium weight. So I think it'll give it the structure I want without being too stiff. I grew up in an era where we do inches, but I find that centimeters are far more accurate. So I'm going to measure today in centimeters. So I modified my measurements a little. What I decided would be easier to do is if I went from the front to the back by however long I wanted it, and then cut out two side pieces and just do stitching there. So I've cut out from my, my working fabric that I use to make patterns, the piece that will go from here to here. Turns out that it's 50 centimeters by 60 centimeters. You know I like to tear everything. That's going to be the body of the cover. And now I've cut out, this I can't rip. I've got to cut out two of these for each side of the machine. When I started this project, I was going to do a heavier interfacing, but I found an interfacing that's made by the same company, Poloni, but this one is made specifically for crafts. So I thought I'm going to buy some and try it. So I've purchased what I need to do a few projects, but now it's a fusible, so I'm going to iron it in as soon as I cut it out here. The same thing applies with all interfacings. You don't want to ever touch the iron to them, whether it's the sticky side or the other side. It just isn't good for your iron, and if you ever try it, you'll only do it once because you'll probably ruin your iron forever. So let's press this in. These are the two side pieces, and I'm just going to press the interfacing onto here with the steam shut off. So now the interfacing's attached to the fabric, and my next step is to attach this side piece onto here. So with right sides together, I'm going to start the sewing back here, because when I turn it back around, I want it to look like that. So I'm going to start on this back corner. Now we're going to go sew. So I'm going to do a 1/2 inch seam allowance all the way down to this corner, and I'm going to stop with the 1/2 inch on this side here too. And now I'm going to pull this in so that it can make that turn. So that when I turn this inside out, I've still got to trim it and iron it, but that's what it'll look like on the side when I get it done nicely. So I'm going to do the other side now. Just going to trim right here a little bit so there's not so much bulk in the corner. Now I can turn these corners and make them really sharp if you get rid of that junk that's in there. Now I'm just going to turn a little hem on it and it's done. Now I'm turning the hem under a second time so that it just looks nice and clean when we're finished. And we're done. And that's it done. So it'll keep the machine dust free and clean. Well, we're not using it. Thanks for joining me.